And then come to center, equal weight in both feet, straighten the legs, release the arms. Turn all 10 toes forward. Anchor the big toe and start to roll the weight into the outer edge of the right foot. It's okay, in fact, it's good to let the big toe lift away so that you're stretching the outer ankle. If you've never done this before, you might be like, no, this isn't safe. I promise it's totally safe and it's really good for you. So as long as there's no pain, breathe into this and start to circle the hips. And this is going to open up the lateral edge of the right leg and foot, and that can actually help us get more lift through the deep front line. So as the side body's open, we can lift more and more through the center of our body. Circle the hips the other way. And then to give yourself a little more room to explore this, cross the left leg in front. You might notice that you can even start to get the top of the right foot down a little bit more. So play with that. I don't know if you need to zoom in with the camera so they can see what my foot's doing. So that's what's happening. It might look more like this, but the sole of the foot is actually lifting so that you're getting that stretch. Again, as long as there's no pain, it can be less. Do what you feel comfortable with. And then start to open up through the right side of the body. Without overdoing it, you've felt the energy of the class is pretty mellow. Use that same energy to gently bring the thighs together, right? So if the adductors are coming together, you can naturally stimulate the rest of the deep front line. So notice as you do that, if you can get some more length through the spine to curve up and over to the left. Press the tongue into the roof of the mouth. Check in with the left knee. Make sure it feels supported. Inhale, let the right side of the body expand. And as you exhale, start to soften and release, rotating forward so the heart's pointing down towards the right foot. With your inhale, push into the left foot. Gently squeeze the thighs together. Squeeze is too intense of a word. Gently imagine like that magnetic force, just gently hugging. And then exhale to release and soften. Take a few of these, exploring the right side of the body from the right foot all the way up to the armpit and even the neck. And then let the right foot plant once again and step the left foot back to where it came from and pause and notice what the right foot feels like. Notice any change in how it's contacting the earth, and see if you can feel the ability to lift a little bit more through the right arch, the right inner thigh, the pelvic floor, that dichotomy of the body suctioning down through the outer edge and lifting through the inner edge. And then we'll balance it out on the second side. So start by rolling the pinky side of the left foot under. And so the sole of the left foot is facing the right, and then start to draw your circles with the hips. If this is really hard and really scary, only do as much as you feel comfortable with, but make a note because it means this is probably a blind spot for you. Often people that roll their ankles a lot or have a lot of instability have trouble with this, and starting to open up this area can help you. Circle the hips the other way. And then step the right foot in front, bend the right knee, make sure the knee feels supported, so check in with the angle of the foot and make sure there's no pressure in the knee. And then if you want to, you can bring more of the pinky side of the foot under and then reach the left arm high this time. Try to feel a sense of unity through the whole left side. And so play with that energy we had in the octopus movement of everything scooping out a little bit, and see if that can help you lift from the inside so the left side body stays really soft. And then as you exhale, melt the arm down, pointing heart towards left foot. And then inhale, expand evenly through the whole body, rotating open. Take a few on your own. And then slowly place the sole of the left foot back down. Push into the left foot to spring the right foot over to the side. And let's pause in star pose. Let the shoulders be really soft so there's no tension here. But again, notice the sense of the outer edge of the body, pinky side of the foot suctioning down, and almost like a wine opener, start to push the arms down and envision the whole inside of the body floating and becoming weightless and light as the arms push down. And we'll try that again in goddess pose. So turn the feet out, start to bend the knees, and just make sure the angle of the thighs is the same as the angle of the feet. So if the knees are coming in, point the toes in more. And then arms to T, and let's play with that. We'll call it sparkling apple juice opener. Push the arms down and let the hips float. Let the whole center of the body become weightless. Take a couple of pulses in here. Sync this movement with your breath, but do whatever feels natural. It might be an inhale or an exhale, and both are correct. They just have different uses. So do whatever you're naturally doing and do it consciously. And the most important thing here is to feel that sense of lift through the whole inside of the body. And the next time you rise up, you can pause there, release the arms down, and go to the final track. 2 weeks in a row, we made it to the third track. Yes. Okay, so bend the knees, heel toe the feet in a little so you feel more adaptable, like you're ready for anything. And then open the arms to a W. Shift the weight into the right foot and start to glide the left foot behind you. Bend the right knee a little bit more so you're in a cute little curtsy. And then push into the right foot, kick the left foot out to the side. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So bend the left knee, shift the weight into the left foot, glide the right foot back. And then we'll sync this with the breath. The inhale takes you to center. The exhale bends the knees and shifts you to the other side. Start to move at your own pace, as long as your pace is slow and smooth. And then as your body plays with this, oh, you guys look so awesome here. You can start to twist a little more to the front leg if that feels good. Gonna be ready to go bowling after this. Start to feel how the deep front line can support you here and help you go deeper without any strain, any tension. The magic of the deep front line is when it's supporting us, we really don't have to use our superficial muscles as much as we're used to. Remember that feeling of the raft, everything filling and expanding evenly so there's no tension anywhere in the body. Just one more to each side. And then make your way back to that first side where the right leg's in front. Pause there for one moment and then push into the right foot. Slowly float the left knee up and cross it over the right leg. Start to twist slightly to the left. And as you do that, deflate your raft. Let everything get a little smaller. Ah, beautiful, Anju. And then inhale, squeeze the inner thighs together and float weightlessly up. If you need to take a break, you can put the left foot down. Otherwise, take a couple of those pulses, deflating and inflating And use this as an exploration of the deep core. The movement alone isn't enough. Try to feel those connections up from the sole of the foot. Nice catch, Mel. All the way up the inner thighs, and see if you can get lighter through the spine. Start to play with floating the top leg as you come up, and then bringing it back down. I know that right leg is feeling it. Try to dial it back a little so you don't have tension as you explore, but also strengthen the muscles of endurance. One more. The next time the leg crosses, option to tuck the toes behind the calf, but that is not for everyone. If you're trying that, point the knees forward. Just give yourself a big hug. Breathe into the back body. And then slowly push into the right foot, float the left knee, step it out to the side, and then bend the left knee, letting the right side of the body melt. Turn towards the left just a little bit. If it feels good, you can place the hands on the thigh or even down on the floor as long as there's no strain. And then just gently rock forward and back so you're massaging the adductors of the right leg. As you rock forward, you might feel the muscles towards the quads a little bit more. As you rock back, you might feel it towards the hamstrings. And then push into the left foot, coming up to star pose. Notice any asymmetry in the body because we did a lot on that right side. Heel toe the feet in under the body. And we'll prepare for the second side. If the body's craving it, you can shake it out a little bit. And actually, the more relaxed the superficial muscles are, the better you are at shaking. Okay, let's start with some of those curtsies because I love them. So step the feet wide. Shift the weight. Let's start going to the left side. Drag the right leg behind you. Spiral to the left. And then open to your star and go the other way. And remember, this is an exploration of how the deep front line can support you. It's not about stretching. It's not about a deep squat. It's really about exploring a sense of support. But the magic is when you feel supported, beautiful Nanda Devi, you can do a lot. That was great, Mandy. Yes, you look like Rodin's thinker. And the next time you're over to the left, pause there. Take a breath, find a drishti, shift the weight into the left foot, power into the left foot, floating the right, arms can tee for balance. And then cross the right leg over, pause for a moment and twist gently to the right. And then push down, floating out of it. Exhale, deflates you to the right. Inhale, floats you to center. And remember, we're trying to explore evenness, right? So if you feel like, whoa, one muscle is doing a lot of work, see if you can relax a little. Move a little bit less, smaller pulses. Imagine that whole left leg is the raft, filling and releasing. So it's not just the hamstrings, it's not just the quads, it's every muscle in your leg and both deep front lines, right and left sides. The next time you float up, option to float the right leg up and then come back down into the twist. And almost all of you are yoga teachers, so if you're feeling creative, you can always add, subtract, change, explore, or stay right with me. One more and keep the leg crossed. If you're feeling a lot in the left leg, see if you can relax. Trust your body. Option to tuck right toes under, but then, you have to point the knees forward. So if the right knee points to the left really far, untuck the toes and keep it more centered. Give yourself a hug. If you can remember, whatever arm you just hugged yourself with, naturally, without thinking, switch arms, because you probably just did the second side again. And then push into the left foot to slowly rise up. Step the right foot over to the side. Bend the right knee and gently spiral to the right. Take a couple of breaths. feel your heartbeat, and then imagine your whole body like a beating heart as it gently floats in and out, just 1 millimeter. Release hands to thigh. Option to melt forward and let the hands slide down any amount that feels comfortable, or keep the hands interlaced on the thigh, and then rock the weight forward into the balls of the feet and then back into the heels. And use this as an exploration of the deep front line is really lengthened on the left side. You can even spiral the upper body towards the right a little bit more, and you might feel the left adductors lengthen. We're not reaching for a stretch sensation, but it is okay to explore a sense of even space through the whole deep front line. You can even glance at the arch of the left foot and just notice if there's a sense of lift, even in this compromised position where that arch really wants to drop. And then push into the right foot, slowly inflating the body into a big, spacious, weightless star. And imagine I was to, like Karate Kid style, be like, stay here all night. And you could be so relaxed that you could sustain this without any tension. Yeah, dial it back a little if you need to. Connect with the breath, close the mouth. Notice any sense of lightness in the arches of the feet, lightness in the pelvis, lightness in the rib cage. Heel toe the feet in just a little bit. Soften all the limbs. Last weird thing maybe that I'm going to make you do. And just imagine you're a sea turtle. You're just gently flowing with the current of the ocean. You're not thinking about where you want to go. You're just allowing the movement to occur without fighting it. And then slowly make your way to center. Bring your hands to your thighs and deflate your raft, bending the knees, melting forward. Hands can stay on the legs. If it's comfortable, hands can come to the floor. And let the whole raft deflate so much that you can lower one knee at a time. Can lower the hips to the heels, and you can land back at that kneeling position with the hips down and just pausing. Take a couple breaths and have your awareness at the center of the body. Notice any sense of connection, any sense of lightness.